And now, BBC One presents an address from London Mayor Boris Johnson.
Hello, governors and governesses of the noble American Football Federation. 'Tis I, Boris Johnson, Mayor of London. As King Roger Goodell I is considering relocating a squad to the rogue city-state of Los Angeles, I wish to enter a plea to prove that London is the fitting suitor. In London, we have the finest architecture that stands for generations. In Los Angeles, the structures honor cuisine, a health concern locale indeed. In London, you can stroll in the footsteps of Dickens, Churchill, and Newton. And in Los Angeles, you get to stroll away quickly as a man brandishing his screwdriver attempts to lift your pocket watch. Yes, he already has. In London, we boast the finest physicians educated at prestigious universities. In Los Angeles, you get a complimentary medical license with the purchase of a ticket to Burning Man. King Roger, please see to it that the locale of choice is the proud city of London. I shall earnestly await your correspondence whilst watching the box score, which commences fourth.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score. Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They are the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. Football season is here. Why do I know this? Because people tell me this. Oh, that and Robert Griffin III is being considered a viable quarterback option. Now, Monday he came out and said he was the best QB on his team, perhaps in all leagues, Canadian and lingerie included. McLovin, is this just hubris or is this just pure idiocy?
Wow, big word, Brock. I didn't even know you knew what that meant.
No, I think,
and I think we all agree on this. I think we all agree on this, that he was asked a question and he kind of said what quarterbacks have to say, that, yeah, you have to think you're the best. And I think the consensus in the room, that was an overblown headline. Does anyone disagree?
It seemed to me a lot more of what he was sharing, his mindset as to what he really believed to be accurate as far as who the best quarterback is. And, to take what the Theismann said, he's just like, he shouldn't verbalize maybe these kind of things. It's okay to think it, and I know he was asked a question, but he probably would have been better off handling it a little differently or choosing some different words so that people can't just grab the quote and forget about what he said right before and right after it to make it look like.
But don't you want your quarterback to say that he's great? And I don't want my quarterback using faux humility.
No, I love the confidence.
You said before you think you're the best booker in the business, and you have to have that belief to go in here and do your job every day. That doesn't make you don't walk around saying you're the best booker in the business or best producer, whatever you do. But you got to have that belief, and if someone asks you a direct question, do you think, yeah, I do think I am. You don't say, like, you know what, I am better than this guy, this guy, and this guy.
So Todd is the best booker in the business, like RG3 is the best quarterback in the game?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, because we don't know for a fact that he is. I mean, there could be some dude who works.
There's not a lot of rings on those fingers at this point.
He's got the wedding ring, pretty much.
But you have to have that.
Really
you definitely have that.
And you're probably the most humble guy in the room as far as that kind of stuff. But when someone asks you a direct question, you think you're good at booking. I know I'm good at booking.
Right. I think, and I can see the analogy. I think with RG3, I didn't necessarily believe that he believed for some reason, and I'm not to psychoanalyze the guy, but I think he's trying to convince himself that he's the best, and I think he was basically saying that I have to believe that I am than that he really actually thinks he's better than Brady, Manning, or Aaron Rodgers. I can't imagine he really believes he's better than those guys.
Well, if you're wondering why the RG3 story is a big one, so is Dan. That's why he reached out to a former Redskins quarterback with a lot of confidence, Joe Theismann.
If you look at Robert, since 2012, he's 5-15. When you start to bring in and say things like, I'm the best in the league, and you look at the people that are the best in the league, and you draw comparisons on play, not verbiage, there really isn't a comparison. And I think in Robert's case, I understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to basically be a very confident young man. But it's not something you verbalize, Dan. It opens you up to so many more questions and criticism going forward.
Yeah, that's the risk you run, especially in the sports radio business and in the social media and tweeting business. Holding on to someone's quotes, days, weeks, months, years later. That's probably going to haunt him, and unfortunately, he's going to have to live with that. So if he doesn't play great, or as soon as he screws up a little bit, or proves himself to be anything but the best quarterback in the league, nobody gives
to J.J. Watt for saying I'm the best player on the planet, or I'm the best because he performs.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's not the comments, it's what you do.
Well, no, that's not really true, though, because LeBron is clearly the best player on the planet, and he got ripped for saying he was the best player on the planet. We spent a long time saying, if you're really the best, you don't need to say that.
Right.
That was just in this last NBA Finals. So people don't like to hear people talk about how they're the best, or even the Eagles became known as somehow Michael Vick was wearing the Dream Team thing, and that was Vince Young that said it.
Yeah.
But somehow it became Michael Vick's Dream Team, and you're like, no, that's not right at all.
It's also kind of like with Floyd Mayweather, to use the analogy of we know you've got plenty of money, but we don't need to see pictures of you swimming in dough in your hotel bed. I don't know if that turns off a lot of people that are just trying to get some breakfast on the table for their kids. It's good for you. You're making millions and millions of dollars, but I don't need it in my face and flaunting it. That's all well and good.
Hammer.
The Hammer. Seton, are we nearing RG3's last chance to be taken seriously as an NFL quarterback?
Yes. Break it down.
I guess. I mean, I think, just from injuries and stuff like that, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll have a great season this year. I couldn't even begin to tell you. It's not really my thing. It doesn't seem like he's going to be able to do anything. He can't stay healthy.
He's only
very good.
Has he got to be, 26 now?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, but he's got to be 32.
Like arthritic
Those knees are definitely
arthritic knees.
He had 2 major injuries in college.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen for him.
We got room for him with the Chiefs. All right, well, the conversation with Theismann shifted from RG3's abilities to the Redskins' nickname, and he was not short on opinions.
I am and always will have been a Washington Redskin. I put that uniform on with great pride to represent the Native American nations of this country. I mean, Dan, when we won the World Championship in '82, I was given a Chiefs headdress. I think what happens is in the Native American nation, you have, as I look at conflicting stories, because some people want it, some don't. I look at the Florida State Seminoles. I mean, you have somebody who rides out on a horse in war paint and a spear and throw it into the ground before every football game. And yet the Seminole Nation thinks that's okay. When I think in society today, when you hear the name Redskin, the only thing I think of is the football team.
I don't care what Joe Theismann thinks about it, and whether I disagree with it or agree with it is irrelevant. I love the fact that he comes on and says something. And that's what you want out of a guest. If you disagree with him, that doesn't mean I don't like the fact that he said it. That's two different things. Like, I could completely disagree with his take, but love the fact that he's like, hey, this is what I think. No wishy-washy, no, let's just see how it plays out. And, we'll take a look at this at another time. No, Joe's like, I think they should keep the name. I represented the name. I've gone out in the field and talked to people about this. And so I like the fact that he said it. He says something.
I don't know, Paulie. I think you're taking yourself off the hook there. What do you think?
Do you want to? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, you're being asked on a show right now what you think of Joe Theismann's comment.
Well, I think comparing the Redskins to the Seminoles is kind of silly because the Redskins is a slur, not a tribe. The Seminoles are a specific tribe who lived in a certain area of northern Florida and partnered with and educated people at Florida State University about the tribe. They've worked with them for years. There's been money changing hands, so they profit off this. I'm sure they've helped their Seminole community. The Redskins, and I'm not 1,000% sure, but I'm assuming there's not a Redskin tribe. I'm from Illinois, and I know a little bit about like the Illini tribe and things like that. But it seems like he's comparing apples and oranges there. It's like saying, I'm not even sure what to compare it to, but I think with Joe also knows where his bread is buttered. He's a Redskin for life, and he wants those fans on his side because that's a good thing to have.
It seemed a little disingenuous, though, to say every time I put on the uniform, I was proud to represent American Indian tribes.
But he believes that.
I don't know that he really did. I think he believes that now.
Yes.
I don't know that when he was actually putting on the uniform, he actually was like, I can't wait to go represent Native Americans. I just don't believe that was in the forefront of his mind. I think now it sounds really good. I don't buy that for a second.
Yeah, McLovin, Theismann. He said that he doesn't think Snyder's going to change that name. Now, is this something that the league could put legal pressure on and would?
Oh my God, Brock, that's a whole separate show right there. We've done this topic. How many years have we done this topic now?
What, 2?
Okay, here's a question.
5.
The league always looks bad, right? The NFL always seems to get hit. wouldn't they look great if they did that? Who would they look bad to if they made the Redskins change their name?
Now, are you sure that they could legally do it, though?
They could make them change their colors. They could make them. I think the league could do about anything. They make guys sit down for no reason whatsoever and not play without any.
They invent total fake stories about ball inflation.
You know,
well, the thing is, he's one of the 32 owners. He's a partner in the league. It's probably pretty complicated. He's one of 32. I mean, Goodell's a big deal, but he's not as powerful as
from a
any
PR
owner.
standpoint, let's say the league came out tomorrow and said the Redskins will no longer have the name at the end of this football season. They are under orders by the league to change it and find something that's approvable.
Other than that pocket of Redskin fans that like the name, everyone else
I would assume that a lot of people would say to the league, I can't think of a downside. Well, I don't think they should do it, but...
Well, I assume Daniel Snyder would go to court and say, argue you can't do that. That'd be a tough case for him.
It'd be fun to watch.
You're right, the NFL should do that. Actually, Brock, that's a great question. The NFL should just jump in and do it.
Good job, Brock.
Yeah.
Intriguing. I didn't
Way
mean
to solve the whole problem.
I'm sorry. Good question. All right. Hey, Pearl, I know you're trying to shed the name McLovin, but hey, it could be worse. It could be Washington. All right, coming up, we're going to teach the little kids how to play like they're heroes. Line up, ladies. It's roids for everyone. Hey, who was my hero as a child? Yeah, it was Ron Van Ecodiesel. He invented the Ram 1500 Ecodiesel. Did that and much more. I think invented a vacuum cleaner. Who knows? And this Ecodiesel is the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. Not braggadocious like RG3. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. God's glory, Ram. We are back here on the box score. Guys, cheating has rocked the world of Little League softball. One team who had already advanced purposefully lost to keep another team out of the tournament. Now, Paulie, if this was your daughter and she was on this team, would you pat her on the head and congratulate her on her gamesmanship or be disappointed in her lack of sportsmanship?
Well, first of all, she listened to what her coach told her to do, which is what you're supposed to do when you play sports, to a point, I guess. This is a real tough one because the strategy is to win the entire thing. And if this is wrong, is an intentional walk wrong? You're basically avoiding a player and they're trying to avoid a team, just on a grander scale. I don't think it's good for sports. I would, you know what, I was thinking about this before, after the show. You know what it says? We're scared of another team. We don't want to play another team because we don't think we can beat them, which to me is actually worse than throwing the game.
Right.
You know, like I'd say, like, you know what? We're going to plow through these guys because we want a piece of this team. I want to knock them out early. To me, that being up soft is worse than the dumping.
That's what I was saying earlier today on the show. That I want to go through the best teams to beat them, so I know I'm the best.
Right.
I don't want to sort of side door my way around to be like, well, we avoided all the good teams and now we won. You know, that just feels really.
Yeah, how many teams have won
really
championships
weak.
where not because they purposely tanked or anything like that, but like they had an easy road to, you see that all the time, like whether it's in college basketball or in the playoffs, they're like, oh, they got all the way, they had an easier way through, or in tennis, it's like they had to play all these weak guys to get to the end. So that's. I could basically agree with what you're saying.
Boom. Thank
you. Yeah. Hey, Fritzy, you've been on the hill, on the big stage in Sheepshead Bay and Little League. Now, what if your manager asked you to bean another player? Would you have done that?
You know what? I guess I would. I would try to do it as gently as possible because we're not trying to kill anybody or seriously injure someone, especially after seeing what happened yesterday to the Yankee pitcher, even though that was unintentional. If that's the strategy, and I would prefer that he just asked me to intentionally walk him, which is is the same situation. Unless we're getting back at the other team because they hit one of our own, it would be easier just.
Would this be discussion on the mound like this?
I would probably would, and then the coach or manager would say, like, you know what? Why don't I just bring somebody else in that's going to listen to me because I can't listen to you ramble. Why don't you have a seat on the bench or go back to first base?
I felt terrible hitting people.
But I didn't. So I would be shocked if I had at that age, at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, to hear my coach, who I looked up to and was hopefully inspiring me and teaching us the game, told me to throw at somebody.
I once asked to get back in a basketball game. This kid was like really fouling me hard all game and was really like, he's just talking a lot of trash and all this stuff. And I had one foul to give and my coach took me out of the game and I asked him to put me back in the game so I could go foul the kid and like really give him a good hard one. There's only like 2 minutes left in the game and I couldn't do it for some reason. I was like, all of a sudden I was in the moment and I was just like, wow, I feel like a real a-hole, and played out the rest of the game. And my coach was mad at me where he was just like, if you're gonna go in there and hit this kid, go hit him. I got other people that I want to play. Like, you can't just go play the rest of the game. I took you out for a reason.
Your coach was down with this theory that you were gonna hit
my coach was, yeah.
Street tough.
He was an interesting.
So he's just
fella.
waiting and waiting.
Yeah,
for
he
this
was
moment
just like,
that's
you
not
said, if you're gonna
happening.
go in there and foul this kid, go hammer him. But I want to get these other kids into play. So you need to go get out of the game.
I'll tell you, even in grade school sports, it's like that. I used to coach 7th and 8th grade for 1 year in Fairfield, Connecticut, and this kid on another team cheap shotted one of our kids, and then all the team on our side was pretty mad. And there's this one kid on our team. He was the smallest kid on the team, but he was kind of a badass. His name was Pharaoh. And he goes, I'm going to take that kid out. I'm going to take that kid out. And they're on a kickoff return. And he set up and just found this kid and launched. And this kid was small. And he depleted this big kid. And he KO'd him. The kid had to be helped off the thing. And you didn't want to clap. But you're also like, hey, man, if you didn't cheap shot one kid, you probably wouldn't be on your ass
justice,
right now.
baby.
Street justice, old school.
You see, I was
Straight out of Fairfield.
Yeah,
I don't know about you guys. If you
That kid jumped in his Audi Q7 and rode off like a badass.
It's more like an F that they're making when they do that.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, Fairfield.
Oh man.
Hey, Pearl, time to come clean. What is the worst that you have cheated in a game?
We did this thing. This happened.
Fuck. Think about it for a minute.
This is like,
You want to list them?
well, I don't know. Like in sports at the Jewish Youth League, we always did this thing where the good players would jump the order. I don't know if you guys ever did that at Little League.
yeah.
So one time, I was a good player on my team, the Astros. We won the 3rd grade title.
I was on the Astros.
Jeff Markowitz was on the Dodgers. So Jeff batted 3rd, 7th, 9th, and 3rd again.
No one's keeping track of
But
that.
so my coach is like, Perloff, you're getting up there because I was this height basically in 3rd grade, so I could hit anything. I was Dave Kingman at the Jewish Youth League.
Nice.
So I got about 19 back
Oh, I
bats.
think Kingman's performed.
Yeah. So we used to hot
I don't know
line.
how no one's keeping track.
But I don't know how you cheat. My big sport was basketball. How do you cheat in basketball? I couldn't figure out a way. I probably would have.
If a ball, maybe if you saw a ball was clearly off of you or one of your teammates, and
Like the kid in the sportsmanship
right,
commercial.
Yeah.
You don't-
It was
you
off to
don't-
me, coach.
And you don't tell the official and just kind of play it, especially if it's at a crucial point in the
That's
game.
not cheating. That's just playing.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell
That's
the official.
call.
Dude, he's getting paid to officiate the game. Let him
It's his
officiate it.
fault.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
sportsmanship. It's just a word. Screw it. All right, coming up, the Nickname Express makes a stop in Milford. Woo-woo.
Some fast wild pitcher.
Welcome back to Box Score. Guys, nicknames are obviously a big part of things in the man cave. That's why it's taken McLovin this long to try to switch his name over from Pearl. What do you know about the nicknames of some major North American sports? How about this? It's going to be row versus row. I will tell you how the team got its nickname. You tell me which team am I talking about. We will start with the front row. This hockey team's name was inspired by the nickname for the arena they would soon play in. What team is it?
You know, I knew the second he said North American sports, this was going to be an overly heavy hockey quiz.
Which hockey team's name was inspired by the nickname for the arena they would soon play in?
Jeez.
This is the
Detroit Red Wings.
Is it the Detroit Red Wings? No, I am sorry. We were looking for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It was nicknamed, the Civic Arena was nicknamed the Igloo by the fans.
Oh.
One hockey question out of the way. Back row, this baseball team earned their
it's an igloo,
notorious
don't they?
nickname when opposing teams cried
don't live in
foul
igloos, do they?
after an
That's what those do.
off-season poaching of a player. What team is it?
Wow. Which baseball
Fritzy didn't hear the question.
nickname when opposing?
Which baseball team?
Who sounds like robbers or stealers or barons?
Baseball team, though.
Baseball.
Current baseball.
Dodgers.
Yankees. They yanked the player away.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I wish it was a question about like men and women sharing each other's partner, and then it'd be like the swinging A's, but that's not what the question is.
I appreciate if you didn't stare me deep in the eyes when you said weird stuff like
Swinging
that.
eight.
Let's go with Seaton's Yankees.
Okay, the Yankees.
the Yankees are
Yeah,
Yanking
did
the
they
players.
yank someone from another team? No, we were looking for the Pittsburgh Pirates, of course.
Oh, Pirates. That makes sense. But I
Or
like
the
that one.
Steelers.
The Alligators.
Because they
That's
steal
baseball.
people.
Wow. Well, that's the next question. We're going to go Penguins to Pirates. You're going to get Steelers.
Oh, no, I like your
Clearly
thought, your
Steelers.
thought process.
Maulers.
there.
Yes, it is a football team. Front row, this football team was named after their first coach. Which team is it?
Oh, I know that one.
The
team was named after them?
Steelsies.
Oh, Cleveland Browns, Paul Brown.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the Cleveland Browns, named after Paul Brown.
I thought it was Frankie Bingle.
They're on the board, so congratulations. Back row.
Yeah, Thomas Raiders.
Frankie Bingle.
This football team was originally named and billed as the Seniors, but after several weeks of public complaints, was renamed. What team is it?
Is that the Seniors when they were the Padres? Is it a baseball team?
I think it was a football team.
It's a football team? I thought I had that.
Yeah, that's a great guess though. If
The
it was
Seniors.
Go with Padres.
Football team.
about the-
So we got to think of an area that has a large
Raiders. not a
Latin
Senior.
American population. So
Minnesota.
the Chargers, possibly? No.
Seniors.
Chargers.
We had the Padres before. Not the 49ers.
That's the Cowboys. Let's say the Cowboys.
Really? The Seniors?
Are you kidding me? That's Texas.
Texas.
I don't know.
Your answer, please.
I'm so fucking.
Chargers is a great guess.
Senior.
Los Chargers?
White Chargers, though.
So they're right near Tijuana.
All right, so let's say Chargers.
With authority.
We're gonna go Chargers.
Los Chargers? No. Los Ciento. Los Oakland Raiders.
Oh.
Oh.
That was one of our.
Yeah, that was good.
Raiders.
You're getting
Yeah.
close.
I don't know why.
You were warm. Front row, this baseball team named themselves after the
let's say
nickname
that. Good
of
guess.
Michigan's oldest military unit, the 425th National Guard Infantry Regiment. What team is it?
Baseball team.
Well, I mean, Detroit.
Tigers, what are they?
I don't know that it must be right. What other baseball teams?
National Guard infantry.
And they called themselves the Tigers. What other Tigers are there in Detroit? What other baseball teams are there in Michigan?
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know
Come
what else it could
on,
be.
Tigers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too obvious.
Seton drags him kicking and screaming to the correct answer. Yes, the Detroit Tigers.
Jeez.
Oh, come on now. Who else is in Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, to the
Although
back
my first
row.
answer was
Trying
like,
to get
it's
on the
definitely
board
not
here.
the Twins. Wrong city.
Oh, here it is. This hockey team was named to commemorate the destruction of an American city. What team is it?
The destruction of Jersey City. Wow, that's a great one.
Oh, the Seattle Looters. The Seattle Looters. Remember that team?
Flames, Canucks.
Yeah, the Flames, the Atlanta Flames.
I think
That's good.
Flames.
Atlanta Flames after
Not
Richard
Flames.
Sherman attacking. Sherman's March. Like it. Atlanta Flames.
We're gonna go Flames.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah, they were originally in Atlanta, but they moved to
Dude,
Calgary. So
little
congratulations.
history.
What?
Calgary.
Fucking Flames.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy. with that.
Front row wins, so
That is the hardest question
congratulations.
we've ever. By the way, can you believe we got that?
Did the
The
Calgary
night they
Flames
drove
start in
old
Atlanta?
Dixie
Yeah.
down. All right, this is the box score, and we are taking a break to remind you that the Ram Heavy Duty, with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower, doesn't need one. And you may see them in Atlanta, and you may see them in Calgary. You may see them all over this great nation of ours. Guts, glory, Ram. Welcome back to the box score. Wrapping up things here. Guys, he started on the Dan Patrick Show. He stands around and gives you blank stares. I'm not talking about two-a-days. I'm talking about the Don Mannequin. And today, Donnie tried to help himself through a lonely patch as he longs for a womanican. And Paulie had to call him out.
I think the shot of you with Mattingly Mannequin behind you is...
It's awkward?
It's awkward. The mannequin, the Don Mattingly Mannequin, was standing behind Dan in a very awkward pose that a lot of people commented on via the Twitter and other social media outlets. And I was thinking to myself, do I leave this thing up there and let people comment about it and have this very awkward mannequin behind Dan for the entire show? Or do I move it and become the serious journalist that we are? So, of course, I left it. I was going to ask Fritzy what he thought of the form. Yeah, I didn't notice it immediately because my angle didn't really have it, but the TV angle had it perfectly, and I got a couple notes on the old Twitter, and I looked up at the TV shot. I started laughing, you know, the mannequin going rodeo style on you there, and you know, it was so great we had to mention it. If that sat there the entire show and you didn't mention it, or you moved it in the break so nobody would be offended in the audience, that would not be what we do. So that was a good time. And that will stay there probably a while.
Looks like a dude taking a leak at a Dodgers game.
Yeah.
Give you another take on it. Got the
Right into
arm
the
up on the wall,
fireplace.
bracing himself.
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom.
Now, Dan has mentioned that he doesn't dress up for Halloween just in case a serious news story breaks. Now, Seton, what are you guys going to do with urinating Dan Mannequin if this happens?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying the inappropriate mannequin gag that we got going right now. So I'm hoping we can find more accidental ways to make it look really inappropriate straight through Halloween.
And if knowing us, we'll do so.
All right, he's doing inappropriate things with his left hand. Speaking of which, Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
Speaking of which, see what he did? We have Steph Curry of the Warriors, and I was going to give him a whole bio there.
Steph Curry.
Of the
I think everyone knows
of
who
the
he played
NBA
for.
champion Warriors?
Son of,
NBA
brother
MVP?
of.
But if they don't know already that he played for the Warriors and won a
that would be
championship,
At this
sad.
point, somebody watching the
It would be
box
almost
knows
offensive to have
it
to
would be
tell them
odd
that they were part of
that they didn't know what he does for a living.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and thanks for watching the Box Score. We are
Stephen
back
Curry.
tomorrow, same time, same channel. The podcast is available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
You need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow!